And welcome back to the 7982 podcast. My name's Cole, and with Luke, as always. And today we have two guests.
One is our first multi-time guest, which is Macon Barrow.
Yours truly.
Multi-time. And then someone who we have been hyping up for
Since episode 6.
since episode 6 is long-awaited cousin Crandall Barrow.
Applaud. And,
Yeah, we'll edit that in.
Yeah.
So how has y'all's quarantine been?
Fun. Just kidding. A lot of work. I've been playing baseball recently, but that's
How's
not
that
so
going,
bad.
by the way?
It's actually going pretty good. It's just unbearably hot all the time.
It's hot out.
What about you, Crandall?
Nice voice crack.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
It's been boring.
Boring. How's the popcorn business going?
I cleaned some yesterday, and I sold some yesterday. And that's about all it's going.
Good job.
So, sorry.
You good?
Yeah, sorry
You
for
got
all
the
that.
Rona?
No. Well, hey, who knows? I mean,
You
anyway,
got the Rona. We all got the Rona.
but the way that us three are connected is that we're all three in FFA. That's how I met these two hoodlums. Can I say that?
I don't care.
That's how I met these two guys. And we had freshman ag together, right? Freshman ag.
Right, even though I hardly
Well,
remember you.
Actually,
But
we had PE.
Yeah, we had
PE and health.
Yeah,
I don't-
and freshman ag.
Oh, I
And
guess so. Yeah.
So we had all of our electives together freshman year.
Yeah. I remember when I first met Crandall, the first thing I noticed was his gray streak.
My lightning strike.
Yeah, his lightning strike. He actually did get struck by lightning
Yep.
and survived. That explains a lot.
Tell us about that story.
I
Yeah.
got struck by lightning.
Like
That's it. That's all.
how old were you? How
Yeah.
See, this is what I was talking about. And then actually, I thought y'all, for like, I'd say the first couple, at least weeks that I met y'all, I thought y'all were brothers. Because y'all told me y'all were brothers.
We convinced a lot of people. You and John had that.
Oh,
that
gosh.
amongst other things.
I knew
I'm sure
that
there's a picture in the yearbook where you two look the exact same.
Yeah.
I swear I've been
I
saying
said-
like father like son for 2 years now.
I'm never going to go buzz cut again after my hair grows back. I'm just going to grow it long.
No, we'll just do it in your sleep.
Speaking of things done in my sleep, so we have a lot of FFAs.
Oh, God.
I just want to have a good segue. But anyway, throughout the, 3 or 4 years that we've known each other and we've been in FFA together, we have a lot of stories together. We've talked about some with Macon, and we have some with Crandall that we weren't able to fill in because he wasn't here. So,
What was your take on convention?
yeah,
last
state
year?
convention. What was your take on that?
What part of convention?
Let's-
All of it.
Yeah, all
Give me a.
the dance. That dance y'all went to. Me and Macon were lifting near that old time.
Oh, the dance. Okay. We finally broke Zach, and we had fun.
How'd y'all break Zach?
Well, he'd been stressed out the whole week because he had a bunch of competitions.
Yeah.
Then we finally got him to the dance, and he screamed to the top of his lungs, "I'm single and I'm ready to mingle." No one looked at him. Nobody cares. And we danced hard,
Danced hard.
really hard. Did the Cupid Shuffle.
Cupid Shuffle. Yeah.
It's very fun.
I reckon that's like a FFA type dance. Is that they always play that thing?
That and the
Everyone.
International
No, it's
Harvester.
The FFA dance is the Copperhead Road.
Oh,
That's
Oh,
what
yeah.
they always do at those. But I don't know that dance, so I just stood there.
yeah.
I feel like that's the FFA national anthem.
I know one thing I remember from state convention is definitely the lifting, and also when I was lifting, it was one time when I was by myself. I had met one of the keynote speakers, and I didn't know it. Like that.
You met two of them, didn't you?
No, well, the other one wasn't a keynote speaker. He was a national officer.
Yeah.
Oh.
And I didn't even know that guy either. But the guy came up to me, and I was almost done. He was like complimenting me because I was like sweating a bunch, and I was like, but he.
You do one push up and you got.
I know that's the thing I was
right
thinking. I was
here.
like, I can do very little in sweat.
Jump roping.
Yeah, jump roping. But he came up to me, and at the time I was still playing football, and so we got to talk about football. And it wasn't until the next day he was speaking and wound up being the guy who gave the all-in speech to the New York Giants that pumped them up, the John Paul Gonzalez.
Yeah.
And I remember sitting there, he came up on stage, I was like, he looks familiar. And then I was like, oh crap, I saw him yesterday.
I know him.
I know him. And then I think it was like the next day we saw the national officer.
Yeah, from Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Did you talk about the vending machine?
No,
Oh yeah.
because Luke wasn't there.
I wasn't
Vending
there.
machine.
Yeah, the
Go into that.
we had a terrible experience with the vending machine because we didn't bring any snacks, and so we wanted food, obviously.
Yeah.
And so at like midnight, we went down to the bottom floor of that hotel.
There was
the-
a basement.
Yeah, of the Rupp Arena Hotel.
Oh yeah.
Like the one that's connected, and there was one vending machine there, and so we put our we gave that machine like $30 that week. But every time we would get something, it would get stuck in the vending machine. So that means we have to get something off the top and
push it
to
down.
push it down. We ended up spending like $5 to get a bag of Cheez-Its or Goldfish or something. What?
I remember you sent a video. It was like, how am I going to get my bugles?
Yeah, it was Bugles, and he had to get some nasty stuff. He was like, I'm getting this so you can have your Bugles.
You should have just called Luke and be like, hey, can you come here and shake the thing?
We tried. We tried
It
that
was
at first.
Me, Price, and Crandall
We
all tried
all
it.
were shaking it, nothing was happening. Then one night y'all were lifting me and Price went down there, and we got more Bugles, I think.
Yeah.
And we had to buy a Crunch Bar to get the Bugles out.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Because it was like a 4-day trip, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was like 3 nights, 4 days.
Yeah. I was about to say it was a while. Then, another thing, I'm trying to think what it was with state convention. Oh, yeah. I think it was either that or national it's not the one where you left all the food, but it was the one where I bought the whole thing of peanut butter crackers, and I didn't find out until later that y'all took a bunch.
Oh yeah,
That was state.
that was state convention.
Because in national convention, we wanted to make sure you brought more so
Yeah.
we could still go.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was in the shower, and we thought his room was completely empty. And Price was in his room, so we had his room key, and
Which me and Price had the same room, and then they had.
or he was lifting, and Ethan was in the bathroom.
Yes.
and we
Yeah.
didn't know who it was.
Yeah.
And so we took his peanut butter crackers, and we heard like the toilet flush, and we're like, oh my gosh, we gotta get out of here. And Ethan opens the door, and he just sees our feet run out the door with like peanut butter crackers falling down the hallway as we were running, hoping that Luke wouldn't notice. And then like 2 weeks later, he was like, did y'all take my peanut butter crackers? And we were like, no.
Why would you do such a thing?
But that was because the vending machine was evil,
Yeah.
so we had to take it.
I would have definitely understood if I knew the vending machine. I was like, hey, I understand you gotta get food. But another thing was I showed some of my hidden talents in gaming.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
That was a national, no.
No, that was at state because
Yeah,
it was
'cause
Zach's
Zach was there.
Xbox,
Yeah.
the old Call of Duty. I don't play it much, but apparently I was really good that day.
No, every night he goes home, turns his lights off, gets a bag of Doritos, and just
I think about Mountain
plays games
Yeah.
hours at a time.
That's why I always see you online.
Yeah. Well, I'm always on Netflix too, because I'm
Yeah.
just, you know.
What do you watch on Netflix?
Recently, I've been watching a documentary that's called The American Gospel, just like a Christian documentary. It's really good. Another one was, I was watching, it's some old documentary. It was about wrestling or something. It's called Beyond the Mat. It's actually pretty good. It's pretty good. It's like how a lot of them's been doing drugs and stuff, and it's very good.
You do seem the type to watch documentaries
Yeah.
on Netflix.
It's good stuff.
Sure it is.
Is there a stereotype for documentaries on Netflix?
No.
Yeah, it's cheap.
Yeah.
Oh,
I can't get into them. I've tried, but I don't. I like more action.
That dog's big.
Yeah.
oh,
That's
our
Bentley.
ma-
He's our
Our
mascot.
mascot, Bentley. We're yet to show him on video.
Yeah.
I guess you
Don't
can.
let him
I,
in.
we. Oh yeah, we still need to post our boxing match.
Don't let him in.
Remind
Wait, do you
me,
have
and I'll
boxing
send.
gloves?
No. Well, we
Oh.
did.
What happened to him?
They're at the Carpenters here.
Oh my goodness.
Wait, did y'all hear about that?
No.
Oh yeah, me and Cole going in. It was like the summer going into our freshman year. We went to the Conference Center a lot to lift because we thought we were gonna get buff.
Yeah.
And at the time, I was really into boxing. Like I thought I was gonna be a boxer. And so until this happened.
No.
No, it was.
Well,
Yeah, it's
maybe
not.
it was.
Yeah. But to this day, I don't know exactly how the conversation went down. That we were like, oh yeah, this would be a good idea.
Because you tried and convinced me for like 2 straight months. Be like, hey, you want to fight? And then I was like, finally, I was like, okay, I guess we can.
It's like peer pressure.
And
It's like I'm gonna beat
and
you.
then I got a concussion into the wall. So, which
Yeah.
I think that's the only part we're gonna show because the rest of it's kind of boring.
Yeah, it's just boring. It's just us like
Most
going
of
around
it's
in
just
circles.
running around in circles. I mean, trying
Yeah.
not to get hit.
I got him in a corner and like went like that. His head hit the wall and then
I
he
was
went
out
down.
for a solid 10 seconds.
Were you nervous?
In the like going in the
whenever you put him to the ground.
Oh yeah, well I was like counting and I got to 10.
1, 2, yeah, you suck. You suck. Hey, Cole,
Yeah, I was like-
Cole's season up.
And the thing is it was on Instagram Live on his.
Yeah.
And so I'm looking in the camera and he's not getting up. And I'm like, oh crap, he's not up yet. So I went over there and I checked on him. And he was like, oh. Like that. I was like, please get up, please get up.
Don't go to the light.
I have body box one time, and it's body boxing, not
Yeah.
regular boxing. So
Yeah.
there's no face hitting. It's just you hit their chest and stuff, and their arms,
Yeah.
whatever. And they punch me in the face.
How did that
First
feel?
hit or like was it the heat of the moment?
No, like I hit them, and they punch me in the face.
Who was it?
Aaron,
Oh.
Oh.
I body
Yeah.
boxed ZY.
See how'd that go?
A lot of head hits.
Oh, it's
One
I
time-
wasn't even watching that. I was playing the GameCube.
This is at D now, and
Oh, good.
Yeah, that's where it happened with me too.
I can't remember either. I had the woman MMA boxing gloves, and he had like these big ones
Yeah.
or something. I don't remember which one. But either way, but
Well,
hey,
those would
Zach-
hurt worse.
Yeah,
Which
well,
ones
there's
would
less
hurt?
padding.
I think I had the bigger ones, and he had the small ones. But he would punch me like this, like punch my shoulders.
Yeah.
And I couldn't get like up.
Yeah.
But like we exchanged blows. I know one time I like ducked like this, and he punched the top of my head, and I bit my tongue.
Oh.
And then one time I got him in a chokehold like this, like his head was facing this way,
Yeah.
and I was just punching his kidneys, and then after he got out, he just went ham, and it was like, and I was like, and yeah, they had to pull us apart.
That was like whenever we were serving food and y'all got into a fight.
Oh yeah,
And-
you remember that in camp? Well, it wasn't really a fight. It was
No,
just like
they-
a
I don't
grappling.
think Campbell ever went in there, but like Luke just bear hugs anybody, and Macon got so mad because he was bear hugging and he started punching him in the gut.
I'm just laughing.
And
Yeah, in Campbell's room.
yeah,
Yeah.
and he was just laughing like it didn't hurt
like,
him at all. And Luke and Macon was like, "Get off me, Luke!" And he was just like, as he was getting punched in the gut over and over.
I want to
again.
have some bruising. Like all over.
And then after he let go, Macon took off his belt and started hitting him. So mad at him.
He did. I forgot about that.
Was that the same time?
God.
I don't think it was. The same time whenever I'm pretty sure I tore my bicep with the towel when I was whipping you.
Yeah, that was the same day.
Dude, I had a towel and it was kind of wet because I was drying off his drink.
Yeah.
So I would whip him, and every time I extended my bicep, I probably did it 300 times. And like my bicep, the next morning I woke up, I was like, why does it burn? But oh my gosh, that was terrible.
That was a
I'm
lot.
sure it was bad for him too.
Yeah.
But who cares?
That was.
But who cares?
That was one. That was several times. He's like, we were just hanging around. We were bored, and whenever we get bored, we wind up entering each other because he's like, he takes either like a towel or some type of like shirt and goes like that and just starts
The tie.
Yeah, the time. Oh,
That was a good one.
we were waiting like it was FA elections, and we were in the room and we're just sitting there. No, like barely anyone's in there.
Yeah.
And so Macon takes his tie off, and he just goes,
No.
He goes down on him
I
hard.
had the tie, and you were bent over like this on the table. And what did I say? I said I call this the Spin Master 3000. And I stood like this, and as soon as I came across, it was wow.
it was funny, and like
And then he just goes,
it was
I had the
funny
perfect angle of it.
because the motion he did after he went for it was just
Oh yeah, I stuck the landing.
he just did like that. And then there was one time we were in the office, and I think it had
that
like
was with the towel.
yeah, that was with the towel. I had my shirt up.
Oh yeah, that was bad.
Yeah.
There was losing the next day.
That was really bad.
Macon does just hurt me the most because like anytime I would go for a max deadlift, he would be the one to
Yeah.
smack it.
Yeah.
But that one I asked him to do.
I
Yeah.
inflicted a lot of pain on you. And
That
I
was a
don't feel
very
like
hard
whenever y'all were
smash,
seeing
'cause
how
I've
long
seen
y'all-
the video of that.
Whenever y'all were seeing how long y'all could last before y'all passed out in the chokehold,
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
That was at stake, too.
You asked me to do that too.
yeah, I did ask him to do that.
and and then after he was done, he acted like he was passed out, and Zach was like, "Did you really just do that?"
He did it to Zach too, didn't he?
Yeah, but me and Zach were like wrestling.
Zach almost passed out too,
Yeah,
like
he
he
did.
was on the verge.
Yeah.
But
There's a fly.
yeah,
Sorry.
I saw it. Did you
I
get
don't,
it?
I don't have Tourette's. No.
And then you got mad at him, and he bear hugged you again, and you were like, "Tap out, tap out."
Oh, that was at
tap
National.
out.
That was at National.
Yeah.
Because
Tap
that
out.
one, like I thought he was playing around, and when
I was like, Luke, he's not messing around. You're
and I thought the way you were saying, like you were kind of laughing, so I was like, no, yeah, he is, but no, he wasn't. And so, but it was. Let's say you're only mad at me for like maybe a minute, and then we made up, and then
And made out. I'm just
Whoa there.
couple intimate
This is a
moments. there.
family-friendly podcast. We can't be saying that.
It was a joke, guys. It was a joke, I swear.
And then it was before then. We all because it was me, y'all two, and Price in
we
one
all
room.
Ganged up on you.
Yeah, I threw Price over me, and then Macon tried to spear me, and then you tried to jump over me from the
Yes, I jumped from one bed to the other on top of you.
You almost fell off the other bed.
Yeah, I almost flipped off of it, but I grabbed onto something to hold me on.
He said you almost wiped.
And then it just took Price to take you down on the school bus.
Yeah.
Okay, we gotta address
Wipe
this
you
story.
out.
Yes.
So
Dressed his
we were going. It was on the way back from State Fair.
On
So
the way there.
oh yeah, it was on the way there. So as I said before, my go-to move is the bear hug. If
or
I
to,
had
or to smush.
or to smush. If I have someone in a bear hug, I'm not like there's no
There's
getting
no
out.
getting out of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so me and Macon were wrestling, and he was like, I had him cornered up, like let's say how you have like the two bus seats. I have him in this one, and I got both bus seats, like the one right here. I got a hold of that too, and he's trying to push me away, and I'm just holding there. Well, finally my grip gets out, and we get done wrestling, and then me and Price go against each other. And it was funny because one time he was laying down, like he was
He
on
was
his
literally
back.
laying down on his back. Luke comes in on top of him to just destroy him.
And then, like, I grabbed his knees and his shirt and flipped him around to where I could get on top of him.
That sounded really
No,
bad.
but then Price went in, flipped him around, and got him on the ground.
It was all momentum because I was putting all my weight on him, and he just goes like that, and I just fall through.
And we're not gonna talk about what happened afterwards, right? Whenever he spanked you and you called him daddy.
I don't think that happened. that did not happen. Where did you get that thing out of nowhere?
No, I don't know.
That did not happen for anyone listening. That did not happen. But I do remember I had a hole in my pants too that kept on getting bigger.
Oh,
Yes,
God.
and you would lay down in the seat and just spread your legs.
Just to freaking mess with them. And then, there's one hilarious thing that I don't know if we can talk about.
No, I know what it is.
You know, should we talk about that?
Write it
No.
down.
No, I know what it is.
Well, we'll
I don't
talk
know.
about it, and if it's a
Yeah, I know.
bad
yeah.
thing, it's
No,
gonna be a
no,
hard
no.
cut
No.
right
I'm
now.
pretty sure we talked about that last time, and we said we couldn't talk about it.
Oh.
I knew exactly what it was
Yeah.
before you.
So we
said
can't.
it.
I wish we could, but we can't because I'll explain to you later.
Okay, got it. All right, and we're back.
Oh, did you do that?
No, that was you.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I'll be back.
It was just a piece of like spit or
Bye.
something. Like spit.
Have fun.
See you guys later.
It's an amazing adventure in there.
But so that's state. Talked about a little bit national, of course. Well, I mean, we can talk a little bit about this, but just I think the most notorious moment from national convention was the president. You know.
Oh, no, let's not talk about that.
Yeah. We
Yeah.
can't.
I'd
Let's just
rather
not talk about that either.
again. So
It's too.
they have a very
traumatizing.
friendly president.
Well, ex. Like
Oh,
past president.
oh,
He's
yeah.
not a president anymore.
Oh yeah.
It was his retiring
Too
address.
controversial.
Yeah. See, another one is the notorious FFA camp. He became a celebrity last year at
A
FFA
celebrity.
camp. Basically, like everyone.
How many
knew him.
schools go to that FFA camp?
Well,
Well,
when
every
It's like
county,
separated by
every
weeks.
county in the state goes eventually, but it's broke up into 6 weeks. So however many counties divided by like six.
And it just depends on which week you go.
Yeah.
So, how did you become well known? Like, what did you do to make yourself well known?
Well, there's this thing called the Spirit Stick that you get. That you get for winning athletic time if your team does the best. And I think the white team had won it, but we wanted it. And so
What team are you on?
green.
Green.
Do you still have?
No, I don't. I was just
Oh.
checking to see if I still had the bracelet. And there is a few weeks prior, I camp.
Welcome back.
A few weeks prior, a school hid the real Spirit Stick that has been in the camp for like 30 years or something, and they couldn't find it. So they were pretty sad about them can't finding it. So they had a replacement Spirit Stick to hand out, and so we stole that one from them, broke into their cabin, broke the window, we took some of their stuff ransom. This wasn't with me though. I just watched it happen because I was. This was whenever I was just getting involved. I saw somebody running out of somebody's cabin with a guitar, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, they stole somebody's guitar, like an expensive guitar." And so we stole the real Spirit Stick and hid it in a drain pipe because it wasn't gonna rain that week, so it didn't matter.
Yeah.
And we were planning on going in the middle of our session and handing it back. But that day, that was like the night before, that day we went to check the drain pipe and the stick was gone. Somebody had taken it,
Yeah.
and I know the county that took it. And so they were staying in one of the old buildings, and we went in there, me and this guy from another county. It's like 6'5", like really deep voice,
Yeah,
like
he's-
scary, like.
He sounds like he would be a drill sergeant. Like,
And yeah, and we go in there. He's like, "Give us our Spirit Stick. We stole that fair and square." And they were like trying to fight us.
yeah, I'll remember. It almost got violent between.
They were trying to fight us. One of them thought that the spirit stick was in one of the advisors' trucks, and I didn't want to be an accomplished. I didn't want to be involved in breaking into their cars and their cabins, but I did watch. And I watched them break in to the advisor's truck, look for the spirit stick, couldn't find it. Then we kept on looking for the original one because the old one was gone. We couldn't find it anywhere. We couldn't find it. We were getting docked points over and over again because we were missing our athletic times. We were missing our classes that we were taking because all of our time was invested in finding these sticks.
Yeah.
So we were getting in trouble over and over again because we were missing what we were supposed to be doing at the camp. But we didn't care because we wanted the sticks.
Yeah.
And so the stick we had was gone. We had no idea where it was. But we had leads from the state officers of where the original one was at.
Mm-hmm.
And if we found that one, that would have been an even bigger deal because it had been gone for weeks.
Yeah.
So we go into the building, into the recreational building where they keep all the bats and stuff. Go into the attic, take out like a ceiling tile, and it was taped to the roof.
No,
Yeah.
it was in the fireplace.
There was one that was in the
There
fireplace.
was one of them was in
The original's in the fireplace. I know.
Okay, then yeah, it was in the fireplace, and this guy from Jefferson County found it, and
I remember, we took off running once we got
we
there.
took off running. Other people were coming after us because they wanted the stick. The guy that's 6'5", he had his Crocs on and 2-wheel drive. He didn't put it in 4-wheel drive. His Crocs went flying up in the air as he was running to the creek to hide it. And then it was getting nighttime before we had our session that we were gonna plan all this stuff to bring it back. And we found the original one, we already found the original one. We found the other
second
one. And
Where was it at?
I don't even remember.
Was that the
It
one
might
that was
have been.
taped to
It
the
might have
roof?
been in the roof. Yeah. Because it was the same building that the people took it from. So we had to make some kind of plan to bring this back in a huge way. So we talked to the owner of the camp to make sure that it was okay for all this to go down. We're going to interrupt session while they're talking about a bunch of stuff. Come in with a rocking chair, me sitting in it with the sticks in my hand.
And I was in charge of I was in charge
you're
of planning on lifting it.
Yeah,
And when we were going through there, my foot gets caught on one of those chairs that's also connected to one of the wires. That's like the projectors. I get all the chairs messed up. I get the
he just kicks the chairs out of the way.
Yeah.
Because I was about to fall. I was like, Luke.
I was like, I gotta keep him up, so I kicked the chairs out of the way. It winds up unplugging all the projectors, and then
I come in on the stage. They sit me down, and I go in. I was the chief of our tribe thing that all of us had been, because all of us had been working together a few of the counties to find that stick. And the guy that was the really tall guy, he was trying to translate me because I was going ooga, ooh, acting like I was a tribal leader, and he was
speaking in
translating for me. And everybody was talking whenever I got up on stage, and I was straight face. I had the stick in my hand, and I went boom, boom, and everybody shut up. And then I started screaming just random gibberish, and he translated it for me. Yeah, and then the next day everybody was calling me chief.
And then a school tried copying what we did.
Oh yeah, the next day they tried copying, and they duct taped this big guy. He's really nice. He was a big guy. Duct taped this little feller up on his back. Duct taped him all around him.
The guy could do weird stuff with his. Was that the same? The little guy could do weird things with his.
He was
arm?
acting like he was Eric Church. He had his glasses on, and he would talk in Eric Church songs. I talked in gibberish. He'd be like Springsteen, Talladega, like that.
Yeah.
And they tried to copy us the next day, so we're pretty mad.
Yeah. I remember it was almost like a freaking war. It was
a war.
Yeah.
We almost got into fights.
Yeah. And then another big memory was water ball, which if you don't know what water ball is, it's basically basketball in a pool.
with crooked rims and
Yeah.
backboards.
And no rules. You
No
can
rules.
fight
just
as
no,
long as you're underwater.
no low
If-
blows.
Yeah, no way.
If you're underwater, you can punch somebody in the face, but as long as the judge doesn't see, the
Yeah.
referee doesn't see it.
Yeah.
And I was the team captain, and Luke failed me.
Yeah, I was. He was like my
You're
towel
supposed
guy.
to be the Shaq. Like,
But
you're
you
supposed to
see,
dunk the
Luke
ball.
can't swim.
I can't
Oh.
swim, so I was like hobbling around.
And he was the center.
Yeah, he stayed at the other team's goal.
The
And
block.
Yeah, so like
Yeah.
if they got close, he would kill them. And
Just step on him.
so, and me and a couple other guys, we would swim back and forth. And the other team had their guy that stayed at our goal. But we won our first game because they had like a bunch of girls, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was pretty. We were about to put
Space man.
one of the girls in the game,
Yeah.
but we didn't because we didn't know. We didn't want to take any chances.
Yeah. I remember I was trying to get really like amped up for that. Just
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I was slapping it. He was like, "Slap me as hard as you can." I'd slap him in the face, and he'd jump in the pool.
And then I remember, I think I was like, get that Seven Nation Army chant, the dun dun dun. You remember that? And then the guy tried making y'all stop after you know.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
And that just completely ruined my whole thing because I was like trying to get in the zone. I remember I was sweating pretty bad before then because I was so like nervous and stuff.
Over a water ball game.
I take competition
He
seriously.
was sweating in a pool.
I'm very competitive. And so
Holy.
we wound up losing to, was it Union? Which we do not like. We do not like Union County. But
They're trash.
I know me and Macon had to leave early, but we both wound up making the all-star team for the softball games, which
Oh yeah.
my first hit was a home run, and then I'm sure you hit probably numerous.
Couple, yeah.
Yeah. They,
I didn't play any softball because I was busy trying to find a stick.
yeah, he was trying to find that stick. See, some more FFA. We also had Greenhouse together. Greenhouse was a very fun thing, which I'm gonna be honest, a lot of it is a blur because I was concussed. So what was some funny things that happened during Greenhouse?
Well, he was concussed, so we would smack his head and see if he would seize up. You know,
Hoping he would seize up.
Yeah, hoping.
Random
he would-
times where we just walk down the. We would walk down the aisle and Macon would just have his shirt off.
Yeah, I have a video of that, just making go like that with the shirt off.
There's numerous times where you spilled the dirt trying to put it in the wheelbarrow.
Yeah. That happened
We
several times.
Screamed at him.
Yeah.
It's like, what the crap?
I don't know.
I think my favorite, Mary, not like sort of, I guess it's kind of FFA related, not really, but it was the last prep rally we had where they had the tug of war, and juniors lost
yeah.
because of my technique
This
because
is
I was
not
trying.
FFA related at all.
Well,
No.
it is because Price was like, and y'all were like, get back in there because
Yeah.
yeah.
So
So
you end up joining the sophomores.
and the sophomores was like this close to losing. And I get in there, I pull it, and so I watched the video back. I'm pretty sure, were y'all jumping?
Yeah, we were jumping, screaming. We were saying, Luke, you gotta get in there, because Luke's team lost the round before that. And we were like, Luke, you have to get in there and save him. And he jumped in. We were all screaming.
Was it sophomore or freshman?
Freshmen beat
It was-
us.
Yeah, the freshmen beat the juniors.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
And the seniors were going against the sophomores.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they were about to lose, and Luke just jumped in there and, like, literally pulled the whole team.
Yeah. I remember the crowd just going crazy and the vibration on the floor. And then I remember I'm pretty sure it was y'all two jumping in the
Yeah,
video.
and Price.
And Price, yeah. Price was like, oh my gosh!
That was.
I was just glad to
Luke's
see
10
you
seconds of
reunited
fame.
with your girlfriend.
Ooh.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Another memory about the prep rally is
Yeah.
they were throwing those sticks. You remember that? They were throwing all
The
those
glow sticks?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
glow stick. One of them hit me in the eye. That's about all the FFA related. I know
Yes.
something that's very famous with Macon and Crandall is their childhood stories. So
That's more of a favorite with you.
Yeah, favorite with me at least. That's my favorite with me at least. But so take us through some of your.
Should we start with the beating?
Start with the beat.
I guess we can start with the beatings.
The beating.
It's not as bad as it sounds, but we did get beat. I guess my favorite story to tell is. Did I tell this on the last episode?
I don't know.
Which
I don't think
one?
there was
Where
any.
we're fighting.
Yeah, you didn't.
I don't
you
think
didn't,
so. I think you just mentioned
Okay.
what you convention.
Yeah, we just mentioned the
Um,
convention, and then the
Yeah, we did talk about that a lot. But me and Crandall, we grew up together, doing everything together, basically except for sports. And so we had these cake cutters. You guys know what cake cutters are. They're triangles,
Yeah.
and they got handles and stuff. Well, we were fighting, acting like we were fencing. We're like, and I took Crandall's and I smacked it hard and I stuck it up to him. I was like, I'm guard. And next thing I know, my grandfather has me by my ankles, drags me out the front door, and I look up at Crandall as I'm being
And I'm
drugged.
like,
Crandall's like, and he pulls me out to the front porch, pulls my butt up on his knee, smacking me, and what I remember is I look up at him in his chair, and he looks like that statue of Abe Lincoln at Washington, where he's just like, and I guess after that,
well, I don't know if this was the same time, but I remember that me and Macon were doing something, and he grabbed Macon first. And so I went and hid under a desk. I was just hearing Macon screaming. I was like, oh my gosh, he's coming for me next. And I was hiding under the desk, and just like a horror movie, I'm just pulled out from my ankles. And I'm like, and he grabs me, and he starts hitting me. And our grandmother was like, don't do that to them! Don't do that!
You're gonna kill him. I remember you said your granddad said, "Don't do that to Crandall." And he told me that I think I was at his house. I was like helping them clear out some branches because y'all were gonna put that cabin or something there.
Yeah.
And he told me that story, and I died. I was like, "Oh my gosh!"
yeah,
And then there was another one where he threw
yeah. Okay,
someone
so
y'all were little. He like
we were little, and we went to McDonald's in Bowling Green, and Crandall has always never liked cheese on his cheeseburger, on his hamburger. And so we got a hamburger from McDonald's. Crandall was hungry. He got a McDouble, and it had cheese on it. Crandall
Yeah,
also,
cheese, onions, lettuce, pickles,
Yeah.
everything.
Crandall also had a large drink.
There wasn't a large drink.
It was large. It was large. I do remember that. And Crandall got upset and threw it, and it landed in my grandmother's purse.
and I assumed it
Yeah. But it stayed in her purse. I mean, it was like perfect, like cornhole shot, perfect right in the hole. And
Just like the cornfield board.
Yeah,
It's sitting on a mini court. The camera's sitting on a mini cornhole board.
but yeah, I think your mom was coming to pick you up or something, and that was our grandmother's not happy, as you can imagine. But
I wouldn't be happy
I didn't
either.
get to eat that day.
That's how Crandall never got McDonald's
Oh,
again.
I have a story. During Hurricane Harvey,
oh yeah.
this is a good one. This is a good one. So we have a creek on our farm, and it was up 200 feet where the creek was.
Yeah.
And so me and Macon wanted to go swimming because like it was over our heads deep, and it's normally at our ankles. Like that's how flooded it was.
Yeah. We got out of school that like for 3
Yeah,
or 4
we got out of
days
school
just
because it
of
was
that.
so flooded.
Yeah.
And so me and Macon were swimming around. Creek's current was huge, really bad, and we. Here you can.
Okay, so like we marched off in there and we were like swimming around and stuff, and then, you know, us being dummies, we try to see how close we can get.
To the current.
Yeah, to the current. And there's trees alongside this creek, you know, naturally. And so we were going, and we have a little road that goes to the creek, and we got off into this field, and we swam up to it, and Crandall was in front of me, and he got up to it. I mean, it was like it's moving.
Yeah, like you could. It was like a river. It was bad.
It was like shh. You could hear it. And Crandall got up close to it, and I noticed that he was starting to drift with the current. And so he started picking up speed.
And so I had my feet like clenched onto the ground, and the mud was just pushing with my feet, and I was like,
and so I grabbed him.
He grabbed me by my foot.
Yeah, like he was being picked up off the ground and like starting to go with the current, and I grabbed a tree and I grabbed his foot. It was like out of a movie.
It was like Captain America with
Yeah.
a helicopter.
It was like, oh! It wasn't that bad, but I mean, yeah, it was the worst thing ever. I was like, oh! I grabbed him and I picked him up in the air. And
I will not let
slammed
you
him.
go.
Yeah. And then I pulled him back, and we got out of the current, and we were like, yeah, we're not doing that again.
Was your like head in the water?
No, he was.
my head. It was freshman year whenever we just learned about in our health class about how to swim if you get caught in a current.
Yeah.
Very
Well, at least you knew
ironic.
how to do that.
But yeah, we didn't get that close again.
Let's say something we were talking about before, like we were coming up with ideas to talk about. I imagine with how close y'all are, there's been a couple fights.
Yeah.
What about those?
Whenever we were before middle school, early middle school, we didn't get along that well, and we fought a lot.
Really?
Yeah. One of the, I mean, now we're
Yeah.
close as you can get, but
Yeah.
back then, the one that comes to mind is, me and Crandall had been getting a little testy in our grandmother's 1936 Buick, whatever year it was. I'm just kidding.
No,
I think it was a 96, but still, it was old.
You almost made me spit my water out.
That would have been kind of funny.
Yeah, that would've.
We were, I don't know, both of us were not in good humor. And what I remember, which might not be right because I remember what I want to sometimes. My sister was little, and she was sitting next to me, and we were coming up the driveway to go to my grandma's house, and stuff had happened before this. Like, we had gotten into a little shoving match in the car, and Crandall was on this side, and Crandall reached across me and like pushed Cheney. This is what I remember.
I'll tell you what I remember in a second.
Yeah. He like pushed her, did something, and I had enough, and I turned around, and Crandall was trying to open the door to get out of the car. I turned around and I socked him right in the eye, and he fell. And still had his seatbelt on. He fell and like was out of the car, and he got out, and then
The car wasn't moving, was it?
no, she
Okay.
had stopped it by this point.
Okay.
But yeah, he opened the door, and as I turned, I punched him right in the eye, and he fell out and called his mom, and then called his dad, whatever, and went home. And then later that day, I had to go apologize, and so
He brought me an ice pack.
yeah. But what I remember is I walked in the door, and his dad was standing. You know, we were little, and he was stood above me. He was like, "I can't believe you do that to your best friend." I'm like,
What I remember is I wasn't even sitting on the door. I was in the middle.
Yeah.
And Cheney had this little pillow, and she kept on like putting it on me and doing like this.
Yeah.
And like doing like this. And I was like, can you stop doing that? And she kept on doing it. And so I took the pillow and I threw it in the front seat and making did punch me in the face.
But how would you have gotten out the door if
I
you were in the middle?
couldn't. I couldn't get out the door
He's trapped. He's just getting punched all over.
because remember you kept on hitting me,
I only punched
and I
you
had
once.
to kick you.
I punched. What? I don't remember that.
Like he said, he remembers when he won
I,
something.
I remember being in the middle seat and I couldn't get out, so I had to kick him out the door so I could get out. That's what.
That's
I
what
don't
you
remember.
remember.
It's funny how stories get twisted.
But I know
But this
it
has
was
been
something
like-
to do with a pillow. Cheney
No.
having this little pillow.
Yeah.
I know that's how it all started, and I threw it in the front seat.
Yeah. See, there was another one that y'all mentioned,
Yeah.
breakable balls.
Yeah. Okay. So
Oh.
I said something.
Took me a minute.
I said something to Crandall. Or anyways. All right. Never mind. Start from where I meant to. My grandmother has this wooden bowl that's like 100 years old. It's like long and
It's like a
oval-shaped.
fruit bowl.
Yeah. And she had these decoration balls that were like, I don't know what they're made out of, but they were hollow.
Almost like
and-
ornaments, like
Yeah,
Christmas
yeah,
ornaments.
but they were
But
big.
they were big and
And
they
hard.
were like hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they had like engravings on them and stuff. Well, I do different voices, you know, as you guys know.
Yeah.
And Crandall thought that I was making fun of him one time, and he got really upset about it. And he got these balls and started throwing them at me. And I remember going across the couch, and one of them hitting the couch, and then we ran outside. Do you remember this?
Yeah.
We ran outside. Going at me outside,
And that one broke.
Yeah, that one broke.
I remember one story where we got in a fight and we were like shoving each other and like we were shoving each other and Gran was next to me and she grabbed me and like grabbed my arms and while Gran grabbed my arms making like start punching me and I was like it was like they were hanging up on me like Gran was holding me like this it was like a,
Get him,
like
get
a
him.
gangster moment and like Makey was punching me in the stomach I was like oh my gosh I can't get out of this. Like we were just shoving each other, and Gran grabbed me, and he started punching me, and I couldn't do anything because Gran wasn't holding me.
That was a rule when I was growing up with my two brothers. Was if one of us hit the other one, we had a rule where one like the other brother would hold the one who hit the one back, and he got a free shot. Which explains a lot of brain trauma.
Explains the thing going on with this.
yeah, I know that was fun.
What? Oh yeah, 360.
Yeah, I don't know how
I
you
can't
do
film.
that. Yeah,
Well, I mean,
I don't know if they heard that.
Should
or
I go
not.
into that?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so
I don't know
Well-
if people want to listen to that.
yeah. Let's.
You can talk about it if you want to. That's your podcast. But
Okay, well, so basically, I can't feel my chest. Like people like try to give me like I remember you especially. Not,
I'll come up behind you. And just,
so he'll like this is what I don't know when I found this out. I guess like probably I don't know. Well, people will try to mess with me and twist it. I think it started when we were in football because
Yeah.
football that's like something football guys do. It's like purple notebooks and everything. Well, people will try to do it to me. I
That's
don't
probably
react to
middle
it.
school.
Yeah, probably middle school.
on,
People
on
do
the
it-
way to football practice
Yeah.
with.
Oh yeah, that's car
Different
ride's
story.
fair. But they will do it to me, and I will be like, okay, and like it wouldn't hurt, and I would get to do it. I was like, my turn.
My turn.
So I don't know.
Didn't you one time put one of those like how you put the car batteries?
Well, it wasn't like the actual thing, but it was clips.
Yeah,
Like,
it was some type of clip, wasn't it?
And I was able to turn it 360.
Yeah, it was very nice.
Yeah.
Not nice.
But anyway, that's the weird topic of the day. Probably edit that out.
No. We're leaving that in.
Say, what other fights have y'all had? Or funny stories? I know there was one video y'all showed me. I think y'all were fishing or something, and one of you climbed a tree.
oh yeah,
That was me because I wanted my lure.
Yeah, Crandall climbed a tree and like slid
It
down.
was hanging over the pond, but it was a brand new
Lure.
lure. So I climbed up in the tree and was hanging over like a panda.
He
A
died.
panda?
Yeah, like a panda hanging in a tree.
Oh.
Yeah, that was funny. I don't. There's. We used to.
Oh, I have a. What were you
You
saying?
said.
One time before a family dinner, me and Macon went to the woods, and I had this knife.
No, remember this.
No, you will. You will.
You
I had this knife, and I stabbed it into a log, and Macon pulled it up out of my hand, and it cut my finger.
Oh.
And I was like, okay, now you have to cut your finger. And he just didn't even hesitate, just cut his finger open. And then we went to the creek and put moss on it, went to family dinner, and didn't tell them anything happened.
Pro tip. Moss on cuts. Very good.
Except whenever it's a slit and you get moss in the cut.
Yeah.
That accidentally happened to me.
I'd imagine that would be in like infection and stuff.
Yeah.
But
Don't take medical advice from
Yeah.
the show.
no, but actually moss will heal
Yeah.
wounds.
Yeah.
Uh,
That's what the Indians used to do in the Wild West.
I remember, I guess something we left out about an FFA camp story was your finger.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah. Go into that.
So we did a devotion every night
And it
before
was-
bed, and it was his turn to do it.
Yeah.
But it was the last night, so we were all kind of riled up.
Yeah.
And I was sitting on the stairs, and there was a hornet's nest underneath the stairs. And so I had my hand like this on the edge of the stairs, and the hornet's nest was in a hole right here. I got my fingers like stung, and I was like, "There's a hornet's nest in there." Then one of the kids, he wasn't here for any of this. Because he was he was in the bathroom
Yeah.
or something.
I went to go get my Bible, and
Yeah,
during that
yeah.
whole time, it all happened.
It all happened while he was going to get his Bible. I got stung. This one kid,
Who actually we're planning on, it was Cade. We're planning on
yeah.
having him on. So.
he said, I have sunscreen or bug spray, some kind
Yeah.
of aerosol spray. He couldn't get it to work. He was like, what is going, and he sprayed his eyes.
I missed that too. I missed his finger getting stung, and I missed the whole spraying thing too.
And so they had to go rinse out his eyes, and
Oh my god.
I had my finger was like 3 times the size.
It got big.
And
It got big.
they told me I needed to go to the doctor, but I didn't.
Yeah.
And for 3 weeks, it was numb.
It seemed like there was a couple people who went with us that got hurt.
Everybody got hurt.
Yeah, like you hurt your finger.
Somebody hurt their leg.
Someone hurt their leg. 2 people hurt their ankle.
Yeah.
Well, it was a girl and then the guy who we thought
They
was-
both had to go home early, or at least
Yeah.
one of them did.
Yeah. And then Cade hurt his eye, so that was like 4 people.
And I got stung.
Yeah.
Starting route to
Shut up.
Well, I guess that'll wrap
Yeah.
it up then.
It's
We're at
52
53 minutes.
Yeah, 53. Longest
You guys like-
podcast yet.
Yeah, I believe so. Would you guys like to plug your Instagram again? Or for you again? For you?
Crandall Barrow.
That's
Macon Barrow. Original.
the Barrow Boys.
So,
Yeah.
yeah,
I'm sure we're going to get them on again.
maybe.
Try having them on together again because this tops the list on my favorite. So I knew it would be
Very fun episode.
very
So,
fun. But
If you guys
Yeah.
enjoyed listening, make sure to like, subscribe, and share if you want to. So, and the boxing match will be out probably before this episode.
Yeah,
So if you
well-
want to, go look at the Instagram.
yeah, we'll have this out. So,
Yep.
All righty.
Thanks for watching. See you guys in the next one.